Okay, welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us back today again. This is TableTalk with Raz and Uncle James. So for those of you who have just joined us today for the first time, thank you, welcome. And for those of you who have been joining us since episode 1, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. Today's episode is guaranteed to be more informative and guaranteed to be more exciting because we are now in the 7th month, the lunar 7th month. Today's podcast will be about supernatural things happening and our stories from both myself and Razgriz. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So today's topic is about the supernatural, and today is actually this month is actually the 7th month. For those that don't know, 7th month for the Chinese is the Hungry Ghost Festival, the Hungry Ghost Month, where spooky things happen. The so-called the dead comes back to visit you and everything. So I did experience a ghost encounter before. I'll be sharing this later on, but before that, for those that are watching, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Okay, if you want to see more of this kind of interesting content, and for those that have been following us since the start, you can also check out our Discord and also share with us your stories from there. So without further ado, I want to just go quickly share with you my own personal experience. I'm currently 22 years old. I'm currently 22, and there was one time when I was in secondary school. I was in a uniform group, so we perform drills. We have camps, we have trainings and everything.
So what uniform group was that?
Oh, this is NPCC, National Police
NPCC, okay. I was from NPCC too.
Okay. So there was one time actually where we had an overnight camp. It was a 1 day, 1 night camp. And this was a very interesting camp because there was this special event called the Night Walk.
Okay.
It happened to actually fall within the Hungry Ghost month. I think it wasn't intentionally planned to do so, but I guess it just nice was the period. So there was this one time I was walking alone. Normally, when you are in a night walk, you walk alone, kind of thing. They want
night
you to
walk,
feel
walk alone.
Yeah, they want you to feel the fear in the
Okay.
school.
It's a school. You were in a camp in the school, but
in
night
the
walk you have
secondary
to walk yourself, not with a partner.
Yes. So
Wow, okay.
you have to walk alone, and the thing about my school is that my school was so-called haunted.
Haunted.
So-
Can you share what school you're from?
So I can't share which
Okay.
school I am because
Alright.
later
I tried.
people will find out. Okay.
I tried.
But I can tell you a bit about this school. This school, apparently, there were a lot of rumors of people, having suicidal issues.
Okay.
People just ending themselves.
Ending
when they were
themselves.
studying.
Okay.
Yes. So there was a history, okay, and there were a few times in my studies that actually they had to make announcements because there were people that ended their lives while I was studying there. So it was something that was happening, but this was actually quite interesting because this night walk, I actually think I saw a ghost.
Okay.
When I was walking, so back to the story. When I was walking through, there were a few staircases. I was in the middle staircase where it goes up to the computer labs and the auditorium staircase. I noticed something in the background. So there were glow sticks because the school is pitch black. The lights were turned off, and just in case people trip over and stuff, they have like glow sticks on the floor, so it just eliminates a bit of light. This one thing that caught my eye when I was going up the staircase was there was this person, there was this elderly in the middle of the night. This time it was around 9:30 at night. And this elderly was just sweeping the floor. Okay? It looks like a cleaner. You know, he or she had the green uniform.
Green
the
uniform.
attire.
Okay. Not white
Green
color.
attire.
Green attire. Okay.
Yeah, the green attire that
Okay.
cleaners wear in secondary school. And
Okay.
this person actually was just sweeping the floor at that time, you know. So, of course, me being me, I ignored that situation.
Okay.
Okay, because in the night walk, we aren't supposed to talk to anyone in case we meet someone.
Okay.
But I think
Fair
I think
enough.
that was a pretty interesting experience because once I went down, once the night walk has concluded, I actually asked around, hey, do you guys actually see the cleaner around the third floor, fourth floor? Nobody's seen a person.
Okay.
And the thing is, the cleaners, the teacher also checked around. The cleaners all left around 6:30.
Okay. So there were no cleaners at all.
There were no cleaners,
Okay.
and I happened to meet this random cleaner in the middle of the night.
Wow.
It gave some chills. I'm not gonna lie, it gave some chills, but this was an experience.
Right.
When you actually see something, you thought it was a real person because unlike a lot of the ghost stories, they have legs, they have a full figure that you can see, but
Okay.
it's just like, who was that?
Okay.
It could be someone trying to play a prank with me, but
Right.
I
So you
think
don't
I
know it
see-
was a ghost lah. You just felt that it was something strange and you couldn't explain it lah.
yeah, it was very strange. Like, who would
Creepy
be
strange,
sleeping- Creepy strange. Like,
Okay.
there was a weird ambience. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There was a weird ambience
Okay.
with the person. Like,
Okay.
someone is playing a prank with you, when they are like sweeping and then after that they casually just turn around and try to scare you kind of thing.
Okay.
But for that person, it was just a eerie kind of feeling.
Okay.
Like, they didn't disturb you,
Okay.
but it was just there.
So, is it fair to say that the person, whoever that was, also didn't seem as if he noticed you also? He's like just minding his own business.
I believe so. Because I think if he or she notices me, I don't know what might have happened.
We will not have this podcast anymore.
Yeah, we
Right.
won't have this podcast at all.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's interesting. Scary, interesting, but that's still interesting. So, did you tell anyone about your story or your experiences?
Oh, I actually shared this with a lot of my friends, and even after the night walk, I was telling everyone, hey, you can see the cleaner. Hey, it's like the moment when everyone heard me, they were like, what the.
So the memory is with you even till today, lah.
The memory is with me.
Okay.
Because this is something that I think this
Not
is something
usual,
that
Not usual.
it's not usual, and it's very rare to feel this kind of thing. The only time I had this similar experience was actually in Old Changi Hospital. But this one was actually during the day. Old Changi Hospital, for those that don't know, it's a abandoned old hospital that was used to be like a military base in like the World War II. So there were a lot of like history. There were tragedies. There were a lot of rumors going along that area. The most haunting thing that I remember visiting that place was actually, it was in the afternoon, around 4:30, and I was actually with a group of people. We were visiting the area with a tour guide. So
Tour guide.
they were bringing us inside the
Which tour was
area.
it? Why were you with a tour guide? Just for
This one was actually
context.
a ghost tour,
A
so
ghost tour
a
at
paranormal,
4 p.m.
correct. So they were actually like
Okay,
going.
which group was it? Was it this tour, right? Was conducted by which organization?
I can't remember already, but
Mm.
this this tour group, we went around 4:30. We were
Okay.
actually there was a portion of it that was supposed to stay till like after dark,
Okay.
but for me I was going in the afternoon group. So
Okay.
so actually when we went there, once you pass the entrance,
Mm.
okay, there you enter another dimension. It's like you have this weird vibe that suddenly leeches onto you.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
it's not it it's very weird. It's like you know you are still in Singapore. You know you are bright in a bright daylight kind of setting, but you still feel this eerie quiet silence, and you feel like something is watching you
Mm.
during that
Okay.
time.
Okay.
And around that timing when we were actually going through like the middle building, so
Mm.
there were like several buildings together. There
Mm.
was actually one building with like the old uh, windows that
Okay.
old colonial houses they used to have.
Yeah.
And this one actually, it caught our eyes because the tour guide actually pointed at it. The window was slowly closing by itself.
Really?
The
Wow.
window, like you don't see anything behind.
Okay.
It's not a prop, but
Okay.
it's just slowly like,
Closing by itself.
yeah.
Okay.
At first we thought it was like a part of the part of the tour kind of thing.
Part of the tour. Okay.
Yeah, we thought it was a part of the tour because like,
Okay.
you know,
Just to
you
spice it up a bit for you guys, right?
yeah, but
Okay.
then the tour guide was like, that is his first time seeing it as well.
Okay.
I think there was quite a few encounters that I personally went through.
Mm.
Although I still don't believe ghosts are real, because if ghosts are real, if I ever become a ghost, I will haunt everyone that hated me. those that triggered me. I would just be like, ooh.
Mm.
But I mean, ghost is a subjective thing, and I think the supernatural is actually, it may exist, it may not exist. It really depends on how you see it. Yeah.
Okay.
But what about you? I think you also have some stories to share, especially.
Okay, first and foremost, let me just say this first and foremost. I'm a extremely religious person. Okay, don't ask me what my religion is, but I can only say that I'm a very religious person. On a very personal level, I respect all religions, be it Malay, Chinese, whatever it is. I respect all religions because I always believe that there is a higher power out there. Um, it cannot be chance and it cannot be happenstance that we have what we have. We have memories, we have character, we have our own consciousness. So when your body expires, all these experiences and all this energy has to go somewhere, right? You cannot just zilch and become nothing. Then why do we have memories? Why do we have experiences? Why do we dream? All this doesn't need to come into effect, because if there's nothing after death, then all this is really a total waste of time and energy, right? So that's what I personally believe. Okay, so the story I want to share goes back many, many, many years when I was just a kid. I think in the 80s, when I was still a very young kid, probably 10, 11, 12.
Mm.
So I'm at home. I have my own room because my family is small. It's only myself and my younger sister, which is 7 years my junior. So we have our own rooms. And when I sleep, I usually lock my room. Okay? So I'm alone inside my room. My bed was quite big that time. I think I had a king size bed, and I was very small size, so I like to roll a lot, you know. So I was given a king size bed. Back then, HDB flats. I live in a mansionette, so HDB flats are bigger, or maybe my size was smaller, so I felt that it was bigger, right? But I had a king size bed,
Mm-hmm.
and then I remember sleeping on my bed, and then I felt the corner of my bed suddenly there was a force that just sat down on the side of the bed. Last times mattresses, back in the old days, mattresses don't have king coil. They don't have that different segmented springs that if somebody sits at the side, you will definitely feel it because the bed will move. Okay. So I felt something sitting at the side, just sitting down at the side of my bed. Okay. And then, after probably a few seconds, I heard a laughter whispered in my ear. It's something like, like that. Okay? And then I could suddenly hear my heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Scared the shit out of me. I'm going to be upfront and say that. Okay? Because I've never felt this before, because in my mind, I know that I'm alone. I lock my door, nobody comes in, and it shouldn't happen like that.
Would it be
And
like
then,
your sister or something?
no, no, no. Okay? And then I felt something pressing down on me. And I couldn't move. Okay? I couldn't even breathe. Right? So I couldn't move my body. My entire body was frozen. Okay? Um, could this be a supernatural occurrence? I used to think so, but as you grow, as you research, and as you know more things, um, medically there's a condition known as sleep paralysis. So that could be, I could have undergone sleep paralysis, but I do not know, because sleep paralysis. Sorry, let's try this again. Sleep paralysis. I do not know if they affect young kids like me during that time. I'm not sure it does, but that is my first experience. Okay. And then for some reason or another, I decide at the point of time I started to recite the 大悲咒, the we Chinese like 阿弥陀佛, Namo 阿弥陀佛, that kind of thing. So it just instinctively came into my mind, right? And as I chanted, the more I chanted, the better I felt. Okay. So then after that, the feeling just disappeared. So this is one of my experiences. Like yourself, I do not know if this was supernatural. I do not know whether is it just my mind playing tricks on me, or I was so tired that I suffered a case of sleep paralysis as a young boy of 12 or 11 years old. I do not know that until today. But one thing is for sure is this is an incident that I remember until today.
But did you like regarding that? Did you actually like feel like you could see the thing, or
I felt a presence. I could hear the laughter, like I told you, right?
okay?
I felt a presence. I could hear the laughter. But it's not something physical that you can see, because remember, I was supposed to be asleep then, so my eyes were closed and all that. And
Then
as a young kid back then, I don't think I had that guts to open up and see whichever is, or
but then
whatever is there,
yeah, but then after that, normally for supernatural stories,
Mm.
they normally have like a reoccurring occurrences. If let's say it's a house or something, uh, like a lot of paranormal events, they normally happen within the house. So is this like a one-time thing, or did you like ever experience something similar?
Well, that particular incident only the one time, which is very clear in my mind. It might have happened again, but probably because I got used to it, so I didn't really go and care or bother. But throughout my growing up years, I have experienced it again and again. And I realized that the reason why I'm so much more um, sensitive to these things was because of my family background, which I will not review here. But I found out later on in life that there was a reason to things, the supernatural things that have been happening around me, or towards me. So that is something a bit more personal. So I will not be sharing this on this podcast. But this is the story that I would like to share with the experiences that I personally have felt or I have experienced. And another very common, I would think it's common, uh, incident would be where you see something at the at the corner of your eye, whether it be at your own house, somewhere else, or you just feel this presence. Like for example, um, you're watching TV on by yourself, right? And then suddenly at the corner of your eye you see a humanoid figure just standing at one side, or a dark corner of your kitchen, or just one dark corner. And then when you turn around, you don't see anybody, but you feel it. You you actually know that there is something there, because once you realize it at the corner of your eye, right, you suddenly your senses will all open up, like, hey, something is there, you know. Then you turn around, and then you got this after feel. Even though you don't see anything, you got the after feel. It's like this wave coming over you, and then the back of your
The
hair
back
start
of
to
your head.
stand, right?
Yeah.
You feel this wave coming. It's like something is telling you that something is not quite right,
I see.
right?
This one actually I can relate. This
Mm.
one, because last time when we were kids, we like to watch TV, especially late into the night and everything. There was one time I was in the living room, and my parents were asleep. We turned off all the lights, and I was just watching the TV. I normally like to lie down, watch the TV, and just casually watch it. But next thing you know, it's like the weird feeling when the kitchen, you hear things moving at the kitchen, or when you suddenly like, next thing you know, you just feel like that aura that comes in, and then next thing you know, you want to turn on the kitchen light.
Yeah, yeah,
You just want to keep
right.
a second eye on the kitchen kind of thing.
Yes. So,
So
whether this is supernatural or not, I think at this time we cannot be so sure, but it definitely is creepy, right? It definitely creeps the person out, and it's not every time where you go, especially in your own house, right? Why this is supposedly supernatural or something out of the norm is because it's your own house. You know this place. You have been through that place time and time and time again, and every other night or every other time you go to, you don't feel anything. You just go as normal, open your fridge, um, go to the toilet, go wherever, do whatever you want. But somehow, somewhere, or rather, you go to the exact same place again, you suddenly feel weirded out. You still suddenly feel that there's a presence, like it's weird. Something is not supposed to be there, but it's there. Then even as you scan the area, you quickly on the light or something, you scan the area, you on the light, you still feel this wave coming towards you. It's like, it's like somebody is watching you, but you can't see anything. And then you just, your soul, or something in your back of your head is telling you, get out of this place fast. Did that ever happen to you?
That happened to me a lot as a
A
kid.
lot of times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, speaking about all these like presents and everything, I think actually this one actually happens more, closer to this year.
Okay.
Actually, uh, if you guys ever heard about the BMT stories
BMT,
in
okay.
in Tekong and everything, so like the basic military training. So there is this rumor that goes on saying that there's no night trainings on Thursday nights.
No night training on Thursday nights. Actually, I'm
Yes.
not even sure that's a thing. Is that a thing?
That is the thing. That is
Okay.
the thing. So back when I was in my basic military training, they have said there was normally like a night workouts, like night sessions and everything. But on Thursday nights, every time they will end it early. They will not go past like a certain timing. Everyone go to bed. Tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock, wake up kind of thing. On Thursday nights, this on Thursday nights, apparently there was a strange rumor back in the back a few not say a few hundred years ago. uh Back in like 1980s or
Okay.
1990s, there was actually like a rumor. This company of recruits went out to their route march, their
Okay.
standard route march.
Okay.
Then they realized one of the recruits was missing.
One of them is missing. Oh my goodness.
One of
Okay.
them was
The
missing.
sergeant sure jialat one there.
So what happened in this scenario was
Mm.
everyone went to find the missing recruit. Everyone's on an island. He cannot go that far. So everyone went back to where they think they lost him. Okay, they backtracked everything. They tried to search the area and everything, and they finally found the person. But the person was not alive. In fact, the person actually was lying there, was actually in a seated position, but his internal organs were placed in the ziplock of his own. Army likes to use those ziplocks. His internal organs were placed neatly at the side, like a force prep. It was just
In the
displayed at the
Ziploc
side.
bag?
Yes.
Are you sure this is an actual story that comes
This
out from
was
Tekong?
this was an actual story, and
You are
this
kidding! Really?
this is an actual story. This is an actual story.
Wow.
You can Google this up. It was in this context that I think since then everyone says Thursday night is the black night. No trainings, no nothing. And it's really something that I think till now is still
They still follow
unexplainable.
this tradition even now.
They still follow this tradition.
Wow. Okay. I totally did
So
not know. So, what other stories have you heard from Tekong? Come share with us.
I mean, besides these Tekong stories, I have my own company. My company was in the middle of Tekong. My school was in the middle of Tekong. There is this weird. There is always this weird thing in Tekong where I think there is a lot of hauntings in Tekong. For example, one of the companies will have like the third door, the so-called third door in school 3, I believe.
School
Then
3.
Yes, and then
Third
in
door.
school 4,
Wow. Okay.
yes, in school 4, there was actually a few shrines, like
Shrines.
those
Wow. Okay.
those prayer kind of shrines
See,
that-
this podcast is getting serious now. Come.
that
Okay.
you have to keep inside, that lights up at night.
Shrines that lights up at night.
Yes. So they have like the red color glow kind of lamps, I think. Those like
Electronic lamps or
yeah, those electronic lamps. Sometimes it's also like the candles. Sometimes the cafeteria workers, they will put the candles in it.
right.
But-
Okay.
At night time, it's very visible. From my building, actually I can just see across. It's like the whole place is pitch black at night, and then you just see the two lights in the background.
So they were switched on intentionally, or they glow with some energy that nobody knows why they are glowing.
I believe they were switched on intentionally.
Okay, okay,
But
all
the
right.
fact that they have to put it there,
Okay,
could be a religious thing,
okay,
or could be something supernatural. We
right.
don't.
Okay, so it's just a quirk of school 4, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's for school 4 is essentially just for school 4 exclusively. There is this shrines that they will light up.
Correct.
Okay,
I
well, I
think
didn't
you
know that. Okay,
back in military you should know that.
I was not from the army though. Yeah, I was
Are you
from
like
another. I was a direct intake from another of the forces. I was not from army, so I've never been to Tekong.
I see. But Tekong has a lot of interesting stories like this.
Okay,
It's like the cases there are like, there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of stories, there's a
okay,
lot of taboos also. Like,
okay,
Thursday nights, there is the certain thing, you shouldn't go to the toilet without informing your buddy, you know.
okay,
Okay, there, and also sometimes even if you inform your buddy, make sure your buddy is the proper buddy. There
okay,
is a lot of this kind of stories.
okay.
So it is something that,
Hmm.
as Singaporeans we actually it's not ideal that we don't believe supernatural things happen, but it does so coincide with our lives.
So just for clarity sake, you are saying that you don't believe in the supernatural, right, Ras?
I don't believe in the supernatural.
Okay, but somehow things have happened to you and unexplained things have happened to you and you have experienced it yourself, right?
Yep.
But
think-
you still don't like to associate it with the supernatural. Maybe just something that you cannot explain away with.
I think the bigger thing that I want to highlight here is I don't believe in the supernatural because I don't feel fear. I try not to feel fear.
You don't
It-
feel fear.
I do feel fear as a human emotion,
Okay.
but I don't associate fear with something that I cannot see.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I believe in my own strength that, if ghosts exist, come to me. If ghosts exist,
Yeah, because you see, I think the reason why we are so afraid is the unknown. We don't know if it's there. We don't know that if they are there, whether they are malevolent or benevolent, right? We don't know if they are out to harm us or we just happen to see them or feel them. And if this is all real, because we don't know what, right? We don't know for a fact that we become ghosts or we become spirits when we pass on. And I do think that there's a reason for this. So just hear me out, okay? If there's no rules to the natural or the supernatural, then our lives will be completely different. If you know that you can meet your loved ones once your loved one has passed on, whether of old age or whether of an accident, and we know for a fact that there is life after death, okay? It's like, okay, in the parallel universe, everybody knows for a fact that you become a spirit or there's a afterlife after you death. You are dead, okay? Then how do we live our lives? Our lives becomes pointless because if you do something wrong or if somebody you love or care about is taken away from you, you probably will just end your own life anyway and follow whoever has deceased away from you. Okay? To bring it to something more serious, penalties like the death penalties become not a penalty anymore, because you know that there is something after death, right? So if they were to put you to death for maybe smuggling drugs, killing, murder, all these very heinous, serious crimes, then they will only be releasing you from your physical body to advance, or to if ascend to another higher being, so that you probably get reincarnated, or you go into another vessel, or you are out of this worldly matters that shackles you to the earthly plane, so then we will not most people will not want to really appreciate their own lives, treasure their own lives, whatever they are doing in this life properly. Because right now we all understand that we only have this life, we are only alive now. If we don't take care of it, we might die, and if we die, is something that we don't know what's going to happen after we die. It's still an unknown, right? So I think there's this universal rule that actually, why are we afraid of ghosts? Why are we afraid of demons and all that? Because to me, it's very simple. If demons exist, then the reverse would be true. If there are demons around and it's proven to be true, then there should be benevolent beings around, right? There should be angels around, there should be deities around, there should be spirits that are kind and benevolent, because we have factual evidence that the evil beings are around. Then it should follow that there are good beings around as well. So why should we be afraid? If the supernatural bad things were to come to us, then there are certain laws and rules that they cannot break either. Because we are in our earthly plane, they are in their plane. Just because we can see each other and we know that each other are around or interact with each other doesn't mean that we should be afraid of them. Because why are we afraid of them? Why should we be? Because right now I'm sitting here, I'm doing my own things. If there are spirits around, that they are not harming me, they are not interacting with me. So what do you think? Do you agree with my supposition?
I think I can agree. I wouldn't say I agree with it 100%. Because yes, sometimes it may be like a presence, that follows or is around you and everything. But I think there is sometimes a contradiction, because in the modern world and everything, we like to base our facts on science. I don't know why, but people like to base it on science. If for whatever reason scientific proof cannot explain, it's considered a unnatural reason. There is all these devices like the EMP devices and everything, and they are supposed to detect anomalies. Okay, now I've seen a few YouTube videos. I'm not sure whether you know this person, Sneaky Sushi.
Sneaky Sushi, yes.
So
But just one word, we are not affiliated with Sneaky Sushi, so just name dropping. But if he happens to watch our podcast, hi to you. But we are not talking bad about you. Don't come and sue us. Okay.
yeah, but there is this YouTuber called Sneaky Sushi.
Yeah. Okay.
He went to this old estate in Singapore.
Right. One of his videos did that. Yes.
One of his videos, and the scary thing was that this EMP and
I think it's an EMF reader, not an EMP. Yeah.
EMP is electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah.
Oh, EMF.
So it's an EMF reader, right?
Okay. So it was very interesting how the EMF reader actually light up whenever there was like a presence there. And the other thing that was that I want to highlight was actually the story about the Malaysian this is now across our borders, the Malaysian highway. there is this rumor that if you travel at this certain highway at night, you will see this yellow beetle that overtakes you and starts to slow down. It wants you to overtake it. But after you overtake it, you will see it appear in front of you again. It's a phenomenon only Malaysians around the area like to share. Whether or not this is true nowadays is different, but I believe all these stories, there is a reason why it happens. Okay, whether or not science can prove it, okay, whether or not we believe it, I think it's all up to the imagination, the mind. Okay, I don't believe it could be a religious thing. Okay, I believe more on the facts. Okay, it could also be just a spoken story, you know, old folks tales kind of thing, to scare young children, you know, to stay home at night. Okay, so it is a thing that is up for debate, and of course, you know, if you have your own story to share, feel free to leave in the comment section below as well. But on the similar topic of today's podcast, since we are already talking about things that we cannot explain, I think we can also talk about aliens in Singapore.
Aliens in Singapore?
Or
I think
aliens
our country is a bit too small for aliens to come in. You know,
or maybe
I-
aliens overseas.
Yeah, there is this big movement now. If you have been following YouTube, some big names, especially one guy, has started to whistleblow that the US actually have had non-biologicals and unidentified flying objects, UFOs, in their possessions for some time now. And this has now gone to Congress, I think. Some hearing has been opened up to question this whistleblower about what he knows about this UFO phenomenon and the non-biologicals. I think it's an ongoing case, but it is a case that has opened up many possibilities and has revealed a lot of very startling evidence and very startling news across the globe. I have not been following because there doesn't seem to be any follow-up after that first hearing that happened, I think for a few hours. It was live on YouTube, and then suddenly it has not much news has come out of it. So are you saying that you have been following this news, Raz?
I wouldn't say I've been following this news. I also seen the YouTube video that you were mentioning, where, you know, it was a live event, the Congress, the whistleblowers and everything. It was a very big thing in the US. Like, everyone was talking about, you know, aliens exist and everything. But I think the bigger topic that I want to share is actually the past videos, and also the rules in agencies such as the US Air Force, agencies such as the FAA, you know, pilots themselves. They are not allowed, by law, they are not allowed to say they witnessed an unidentified flying object, a UFO.
I think now this has been revealed, and I think there is this whistleblower initiative that protects these people from this situation. Once they reveal or they report these matters, no action will be taken against them. I think there's a new initiative that after this Congress, this hearing that came out is put into practice to protect all these witnesses coming out to report on such instances.
I think that's the new term, that's the new laws and everything. But I want to go back to the before all these laws were in place.
Okay.
Like, if there was a law to say
protect
I want to
them.
question. I want to question the the thing itself. If
Mm.
there was a law to prevent whistleblowers from saying such things, especially pilots, they are in the air all the time. If there is a law to stop them from saying these kind of things, I mean, why was it even created?
Well, one can only suspect, one can only guess, right? I think at the end of the day, it's about panic. It's about information that once it's passed down to the general public with no context, people do not know the context of what they are seeing, the information that they have on their hands. People tend to panic, and when people tend to panic, they tend to lose control, and control is what is very important to the, I believe, to the US people and to the US powers that be lah. So it's all about
Could be,
control. Yeah.
could be, but then again, I want to ask you: do you actually believe there is such things as extraterrestrial beings in this universe?
I can say this, the universe is so big, right? We have just discovered from the Hubble telescope and the latest technologies that NASA has put up to space that we are just a speck of dust in so many galaxies. Now, if you are a mathematical guy, you work on probabilities. Even if we are one in several billion of a chance that we are living, breathing things with intelligence, then it follows that out of this one of billion billions, must be one more out of these billions that will also have similar life like us, or even at the technological advancement way ahead of us, or maybe even starting their technological advancement, maybe caveman, or maybe in the mid 20th century kind of evolution. Because to think that we are the only living, breathing, intelligent life in the entire universe, I think it's a bit arrogant. I think it's a bit impossible, because a lot of scientists have said it cannot be. It just cannot be, because in another galaxy there will definitely be a chance where the sun revolves around this planet in such a way and in such a distance that is conducive for life to sustain,
Exists.
right?
I see.
So whether what kind of life it is, if it's animal life, if it's primordial life, or even bacterial or viral life, it's still life. You get what I mean? So whether or not it's intelligent like us, below us, or maybe way advanced than us, who is to say? And if we can accept that there are ghosts, there are supernatural things around, why not accept that there's alien beings around?
Well, then it comes up to the next question. Do you actually think one day we will get to see aliens?
I
Or
would
maybe
like
in the
that
future.
actually. Actually, I'm really hoping that I personally am really hoping that I will be able to see and know for a fact that an alien intelligence with spaceships and all that is real. One day on the TV and say a starship or spaceship or UFO is spotted around the United States or America, or hovering above the White House or something like that, for two reasons, uh, and that's personal. Don't attack me for that. For two reasons. One is, I think humanity as itself, we need guidance. We are too arrogant for our own sakes. We need someone higher up, or someone with sufficient technological advancement ahead of us to tell us, look, you are doing things wrong. You are um, you are prioritizing the wrong things in life. You are taking money and you are taking fame, fortune, power uh, too too seriously. You are not looking at the bigger picture. So let us tell you what is this that you need to do in order to advance yourself and elevate yourself from your current state of being. Okay? I really think we need that. We need this guidance from up above. Whether it be divine or it be extraterrestrial, we just need this because, and this can go to a bit political here, but I'm just going to say this because the world is not peaceful. We are at war. There are digital wars. There's actually actual wars being fought now with other countries. We are in global decline. The weather is getting hotter. There is pandemics going around. We just need help. We need divine or extraterrestrial help. And this is a plea, you know. And secondly, and this is a bit more sci-fi for myself lah. Secondly is, if an alien invasion comes, then I think it's better for us to take out arms and shoot the alien invaders than it is for us to create wars amongst ourselves to shoot each other and kill each other, right? I mean, for me personally, if I were to choose between taking out firearms or taking up a weapon to shoot an alien or to shoot a fellow human being, whatever race or whatever country he's from, I think I would choose shooting the alien over shooting another human being. And that's my stand.
But do you think in the future, if really one day aliens come, do you think they will be nice to us, or will they, like you say, invade us? What's your thoughts on that?
Put it this way, if they wanted to invade us, what can we do? I don't think there's anything we can do because we are still using bullets, we are still using jet fuel, we are still using missiles. As far as I know, I have not seen any actual real life weapons that are laser based or photon based, or I mean, even if there is, it's very very
Limited.
it's very very early in its advancements. So I mean, if we are talking about, I have seen what they call it, they call it the iron gun, is it the ion gun or something like that? The there's just this big gun that they have
The
using
real gun.
a rail gun, yes, the rail gun, right? That they use some energy and then they shoot, boom, comes out, and then the power was ridiculous. But everything is so big. It's all its infancy. The technology is in its infancy, right? If an invading force were to come to our country, for example, how do you think we are going to defend ourselves? We take our sticks, we take our knives, we take our... Maybe that works. Maybe with enough strength and enough whacking with our primitive weapons, we might be able to scratch them, or we might be able to hurt them. But with their technologies, I mean, if you can go across, you can sweep across space and come to and reach another planet. I believe your technology is way, way, way more advanced than us. So if they wanted to invade, they could have done so easily. I think why didn't they invade? Maybe they have certain agreement with the governments, the higher governments in power. I don't know. Maybe they had already invaded us by giving us and this is conspiracy lah, by giving us COVID so that we have to inoculate ourselves. Maybe they have already started to invade us. The whole entire world now, except for a few select people and select countries, are not inoculated. I don't know. Is it possible? Of course it's possible, but is it factual? Then that's another story for another day, right?
I think regarding the invasion, I think we still have one primitive weapon that most likely the aliens will be afraid of.
Which is what?
As a Asian growing up, our parents would like to use something called the slipper.
Yeah, the slipper, right? I think they never see this coming. Oh, you, one time. Oh, right? Yeah, probably they never see this coming. What weapon is it? They call it a
The melee
slipper.
weapon. So it's like those kind of like short films that you always see when people are like doing, like guns and bullets. They don't do anything to the monsters, but when you throw something at them, it becomes their weakness.
I would also like to clarify, quantify something. I believe that there's something unique about us as a species. We are not too late into the evolutionary cycle, meaning to say we have not advanced to such a stage where probably we can leave this planet and go and go spaceship and all that to go to other planets, but we are not on so low the evolutionary cycle that we can't tell right from wrong, and we can't tell science from fact, right? I also believe if there are malevolent and very evil or very bad aliens who wants to come and invade us, I would like to believe that there are good aliens that are working with us, maybe not the entire country, not the entire planet, but with some people in power on this planet to stave off and protect the planet as it is. I would like to think that is the case, because if not, then we are in such dangerous and such disturbing territory, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think speaking about that danger as well, it makes you wonder, like, if there are intelligence beings beyond our planet, maybe they are fighting a war, interplanet war, and we are just sitting ducks. I mean, recently, the latest achievement is, a few countries reached the moon. In this context, then a few countries just reach Mars. We are still making slow progress compared to these kind of countries and this kind of planets. And one day, it may be in 100 years, or maybe it be 200 years. We never know.
I think that there is one of the biggest satellite in our planet here, very close to us, is the moon, right? We don't see what is at the back of the moon. So it could very well be that there's a thriving alien society just right at the back of the moon, because it's the closest to us, right? That we will never be able to see, because the moon just doesn't turn. We turn around, or the moon turns around us. We don't see the back of the moon, right? So I would like to think that if there are aliens around, they are closer than we know, that we think that they are. When you look up the night sky, especially in our Singapore context, we look up into the sky, we can't see a lot because we are just one small dot in the entire planet, right? So our view of vision, our cone of vision is just that small little parsec. We can't see whatever else is going on around. And the irony is this: we try to go to the moon, we try to go to Venus, we try to go to Mars, we try to go to so many places. But did you know that there are still 90% of the world's oceans that we have not actually discovered and not actually done any discoveries on?
I think that one is actually something that we as humans, we could do it now. We have the technology.
It just baffles the mind, because it just confuses me. We are spending so much money to go out when so much of us, of this entire planet itself, is not being discovered, it's not being researched, it's not being searched, it's not being studied, and then we keep going out. So I don't know, maybe we will find that aliens are actually there. If there's any aliens at all, it's actually right here on this actual planet. We don't know, right?
Or maybe there's Atlantis.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, right? So instead of spending so much money trying to figure out how to get out, maybe we should We should check under our own houses and under our own mats and see. Hey, there actually is right there. I mean, but
Yeah.
this is not for us to say lah. This is for the powers that be that wants to do their own research and all that. Yeah.
Mm.
So this has been a very enlightening episode today. I think if we talk about the supernatural, if we talk about aliens and extraterrestrials, it can go on and on and on because there's just so many things to talk about. So I think for the sake of this, for time, we can call this to a stop today. But however, if any one of our viewers have their stories to share with us, if you'd like to come to our show and talk to us with regards to your supernatural experiences, or even your extraterrestrial experiences, or your own speciality that you have done so far. If you're a hobbyist that looks out for the stars, you're a hobbyist that looks out for supernatural things, and this is what any data that you have or any stories you have to share with us, please do drop us a message, get in touch with us so that you may be able to come up to our show for the next episode, and we can talk to you and you can share with us a bit more on our show.
And just to add on before we end the episode, we do have a Discord channel. For those that don't know, the link will be down in the description below. And we also have a Patreon. So if you want to see exclusive content that we will be producing soon enough, probably for the December holidays, probably for the next year, we have a lot of things going on. Alright, so with that, once again, everyone, we at TableTalk Podcast and our crew, we would like to thank you for watching our video. Once again, I'm Razgriz,
And I'm Uncle James.
and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.